concerning what can be considered a competitor of the European Union, Russia, do you think that in the near future, in the future, we will see a strengthening of the relations between Turkey and Russia on some strategic issues like the military, economy or energy? And if this happened, what could be the impact on the relations between Brussels and Ankara?
Well, as I pointed out, I believe that Turkey is an important partner for the European Union. The idea of a strategic partnership, a privileged partnership, whatever, is something we should work on. We also need a close cooperation on customs, and whatever it takes beyond EU membership, the European Union should be interested in having an as close possible relationship with our friends and partners in Turkey. But there are some issues where we disagree, and where we fundamentally disagree, and that is why the EU accession negotiations are in a deep freeze. Turkey is for good reasons a NATO ally, and I strongly believe in the concept that in good or in bad times, NATO allies stand together. But we have seen in the last 2 or 3 years some very different political views when it comes to foreign security policy between Turkey on the one hand and us in Europe and the Americans on the other hand. The Russian-Turkish relations traditionally were always rather difficult. There has been some rapprochement, but if you have a closer look at it, always be aware of that the Russians are playing their own game, and sometimes they might have similar interests as Turkey, but in other cases they won't. And Turkey has been a reliable NATO partner for many decades, and I think it's also in the Turkish interest to remain in the solidarity of the Western world.